guys? Hope everyone's doing alright. So yeah, 3 days in a row again. You can tell I'm at the beginning of a project. This stream won't be a really long one, although I've had a few short ones recently anyway. Probably finish about 8:30. What I held back around with some stuff later. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the topology finished up today. There's a couple little things to do. We need to close the legs, as in close the holes at the bottom of each leg. We need to fix this little merging error that's happened. And I need to connect to the ear. That's obviously the dreaded thing. In terms of where we're up to for the project in general, off stream I've not actually worked on this. I've just been setting up a new camera to kind of go through and do a couple angles. So that's what I'm doing right now. I sort of get some general stuff sorted out, see what it looks like. But yeah, so this is where we're up to. I'll show the actual project itself. So let's go into this PC. I just need to quickly hide some stuff. Move from quick access. In a second. Move from quick access. And remove from quick access. That should be everything. I did a little bit of work stuff on my personal computer today, so I just need to make sure that everything's hidden from the screen. But yeah, so progression images. So the latest render we've got for the progression series is not that one. This. So obviously in the last stream, all we really did was inside of the nose, inside of the eyes, and the mouth. In fact, no, we just did the inside of the mouth in that stream, and added some quick eyes as well. So nothing too major. I think that last stream was a pretty short. Cool. That's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, so this is where we're up to. Let's just get that to the latest image. So in terms of this stream, I'm just going to get the ears connected and do all that jazz, and we'll see kind of what we have at the end of it. But if anyone has any questions, as always, do feel free to ask. The chat has been pretty quiet recently. I guess I'm not really doing enough variety on the channel to really attract new people, so if that's how it is, then so be it. But yeah, starting to like how the eyes are working though. Caustics are working pretty nice. We need to model a caruncula. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. There's no point just standing around. So let's go for the easy wins first. So we want to connect these guys, and then let's have a quick look. So that's it, 0. Make sure it's completely symmetrical. Cancel operation. And we'll have a little bit to fix in here, but nothing too much. I mean, the topology is pretty smooth as it is. Need to fix the thickness of the eyelids. They're not quite working yet. But yeah, so that's our first little quick win. Next thing was to close the bottoms of the legs. So I should have done this when it was on the low res version, but it's not the end of the world. It's 20 faces. So let's turn on world. I'm just going to quickly adjust the camera as well, because I was messing about with the focal lengths, so let's go back to something more normal. Cool. Fill hole. And if this doesn't work, we'll go back to the low res for a little bit. Just rebuild what we need to rebuild. The issue is that it's all no, of course, yeah. Let's just extrude that again. So we've got 20. Is that cleanly divisible? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, so I need to go 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So these two edges need to connect. So let's just remember that. So that should now be 20 on each side. 40 and 40. Cool. So then let's find 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you need to connect to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that was it. It's 10. The way I'm telling if it's 10 is just reading the edges up here. Obviously we are working symmetrically, so that means that when it says 20, what it actually means is 10. It's just slits both sides. So let's start connecting these up, I guess, and we'll see what we end up with. I feel like we're going to end up with some kind of issue, but I don't know what the issue is yet. No, that's not the one. I just feel like 20 is not a round enough number. We're going to have some kind of issue with it. It's very slow performance. Come on. Cool, so I'm going from the middle. Multi-cut. Wow, this is really struggling. Is it going to be faster if we turn off symmetry? This needs to be perfectly clean down here because we're not doing divisions anymore. One, two. Oh, perfect. Just line up. Come on. Play nice. Wrong way. So it's now all quads with quads on each end. So, got those guys. That's not what I want to do. Average verts. Let's circularize these. Just lengthen it slightly. What I'm going to do is just I just average all those verts? I did, didn't I? Okay. Let's try that again. Vertices. Cool, so let's delete half the model. Mirror this. Cool. So we've got that done. Now we're on our last task. Let's connect the ears. This is where it starts to get a bit brutal. So let's combine these. So the issue we're going to have now is performance. So I'm going to duplicate this guy. Let's call this one body geo. And I'm just going to delete this face and above. We've seen all this before, so and then this one we're going to call cool. This one's going to be called head geo. We can probably delete half of it as well if we want to, but for now I'm going to not do that. We'll see what performance is like. So, let's go grab you, hide body, make you cool, and then world X, and modeling toolkit, quadro. So what's the performance like? Not great, so let's turn off World X. Okay, it's still not fantastic, so delete half the model. Now what's it like? Not noticeably quicker, weirdly. To smooth that out. Right, so I guess we'll start closing this. So what's the polygon difference? 44 to 52, so it's not that bad, surprisingly. We just got to pick where we start merging. This is the 52, right? Yeah, it's 52. So it begins. God, it's still really slow. Okay. So, we can merge both of these to that guy. can get an extra polygon in by doing that. So this is the most difficult part of retopology for me. It's connecting the ear back to the head. I've never had it easy on this. And I've retopologized a fair amount of heads. So let's do this. Let's close that gap a bit. So that goes around the whole ear. So we do have the ear encapsulated, which is helpful. So when that happens, let's just do that. Should we just pick a random point to connect these two? So let's go right there. So this is where we're defining front and back. And we can smooth this out, but it's no big deal. We'll ignore the middle line until later. So, now's where it gets fun. I'm gonna need more space, aren't I? I just realised I need way more space. Let's delete all this. Try to keep this undisturbed. So, get ourselves a little bit more room. Just to make it a little bit easier to connect. It also means we've got more edges, but not by many. There's only 3 difference though, which in theory I could just add some loops to get around that, but that's not the way to do it. Although out of curiosity, so that's 52, this is 49, so if I add 50, 51, 52, what happens if I do this? Just out of curiosity, bridge, bridge. Yeah, I expected as much. That ain't gonna smooth nice, no matter what I do. So. That's quite a nice, what's going on with OBS today? Let's go try stopping streaming and then starting it again. One moment. Okay, started streaming again. On the recorded version of this video, that will like be instant, but people watching it live, there'd have been about a 10-second outage there. God, this is going to be really difficult. Cool. Right, so let's pick a random point. I feel like the easiest way to do this is to do stuff like that. That allows me to bridge them pretty directly. And then leave that alone. Push you out. That's still not one-to-one though. That sort of stuff can work. Let's give it a go. I'm not too keen on that though. Is there a way to avoid that? Other than just delaying these. Let's see what this looks like when we are finished with it. So probably simplify this before it gets here. Although I feel like I'd rather have them all in a line. This isn't the right way to go about this, is it? It's causing all kinds of chaos up here. Okay, there needs to be a better way to do this. So let's undo all that garbage. I feel like the back of the ear is going to be a lot easier to do. How about we do the back of the ear and come back to this? We could always add more, but that's not the nicest way to go. Could bevel one of these middle edges. Give me a little bit more to play with. Let's try to resist doing that sort of shit. Okay, so how else can I kill off these loops early? That's a hell no from me. This is why I usually do this bit off stream. On previous projects I've always done the ears off stream. Okay. So, how else can we do this? I'm procrastinating right now, aren't I? Ignore that. Right. How about I do the back? Wait, is that Storm 53? Or 52 even? I think what would help is if I close the gap back here a little bit. So let's check. You are 12? Seriously? Okay, and you are 17. So we need to terminate 5 edges, or 5 faces even. Or 5, yeah, no, 5 edges, one roundabout. So let's move. side now. 4, 7, 8. Fuck you. Okay, well we can just add one loop if that means saving the entire thing. Wait, actually no, that works. Because these are going to terminate anyway, right? This is kind of gross. Obviously when we smooth it out it'll look a bit better, but I mean, it works. I just don't like it. I feel like that makes it unnecessarily ugly. So how about... history on this guy. Let's just try to patch everything up and then we'll see about optimizing it again later. It would be better to dive that in, wouldn't it? Can relax this stuff. I just need to make sure to zero it back out later. Not the prettiest apology I've ever made. Is that better? That's better. We're staring a bit too much forward, aren't we? I'm trying to make it so that topology's not leaning forward too much. That seems like a good amount. Yeah, it's Spiral City over there. Okay. Now we're on the difficult bit. That was the easy bit. Oh, we can actually avoid the difficult bit for a little bit longer. Let's do that. Luckily that goes under. So we need to merge (26 to 40). Oh fucking Christ. 26 to 40. There's almost half. So I need to terminate a lot more edge loops before they get here. It'll look a little bit neater if I don't terminate them all, like, all the way out here. Oh no, that's disgusting. Can't do that. It's better. Marginally. can't do that. I can add one more loop if it saves me this shit. This might be a bit too ugly though. Why didn't I just solve that? Yeah, it's a bit too ugly, isn't it? Can't really deal with that. It is possible for me to extend some of these like way further out. If I do this. That looks a bit better to me. So how about, rather than do that, because we got these ones down here as well that need to be. Confusing myself here. Let's take a step back. See, that looks a lot better to me. but a little bit further back. Let's say here. That looks a lot more bearable to me, so maybe we should do the same kind of stuff up here. Extend all these up. I feel like I could probably extend a few more of these out, to be honest. I mean, it is all one piece now. So we've achieved the goal for this stream. Oh, that's not self-terminating, is it? Okay, so let's... Where do you go? Not adding that entire actually, just to resolve that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it wouldn't work anyway. Where do you go? Oh, did I accidentally add any to the No, I didn't. Alright, good. So let's move you out as well. Let's extend it to about there. I feel like that should go up one. What extending these out allows me to do is just allow the ear to kind of taper into the rest a bit more evenly. So, oh wait, so that's wrapping under. So we actually can extend that. And that loop is still intact, so. Maybe we should push that the other way. kinda ugly, but it's serviceable. I do kind of want to extend it way this way though. Maybe even all the way down here. Hi Mike, I don't follow your work from the beginning, but wouldn't it be better to use Wrap or such a program for ZBrush? Yeah, I mean, so for production, I've had this discussion a few times. Wrap is much better for production, absolutely. Reason being, as you probably know, is it's way faster. The thing is, I'm not doing these personal projects for speed. I'm doing it to get better at things like retopology. And if I was using Wrap right now, I wouldn't be learning shit about, within this stream I tried terminating these edges here and I've realised it's way better to terminate them further out, it just looks cleaner. And things like that I wouldn't learn if I did in a different program. So I wouldn't learn if I use Wrap because I'm just taking pre-existing retopology. So that's my overall issue, is like I don't like just using templates basically. But yeah, but I hope you get what I mean, right? Like, I want to get better at retopology, and using Wrap isn't a way to get better at retopology. That would be a better way to word it. Let's extend that one further up. A gap of 1 between them, a gap of 0 between them, alright. In which case, going off current trends, let's... Yeah, I mean, thank you for the suggestion anyway. Just to be clear, like, I understand you are absolutely correct. It's just a case of what I'm doing these streams for. The way that you suggest is the best way to do it, and any beginners who are wondering about production, use Wrap, absolutely. I don't want to come across as like, oh, I know better, because that's not the way I think of it. That's not working for me. That was a little better. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can do. Wait, oh, that's not how you. How do you go from 2 to 1 again? I always forget. Sure, I came across your channel by accident and I'll stay here. Oh, that's great, thanks man. You deserve a lot more subscriptions. I mean, sure. I feel like the streams aren't really great content. Like, it's more just hanging out, to be honest. I obviously can make more... oh wait, why don't I just... 1 second. Sorry, I've got myself in a little bit of a... need to get this, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's easier to minimize. Yeah, as I was saying, so obviously I can make like structured tutorials and stuff. That's actually worse, isn't it? I can make structured tutorials, I just don't really... I find them quite difficult to make. Obviously I made the ones for like flip normals, for example. But what's the word? I'm really struggling with words today. You should go all the way to the end. Right, I'll get to what I was saying eventually. Yeah, I feel like what I do isn't really amazing content in terms of like worth subscribing for. Maybe that's not the best thing for me to say as the person making the stuff, but yeah, maybe at some point I'll try to do more structured lessons. Things like the course I did for Flip Normals, maybe I could do something like that, but for Yeti. Oh, that's really bad actually. Oh wait. Not as ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm glad you think. I'm glad you'll stay. That's nice. Thank you very much for kind words as well. So that is disgusting. I need to undo that. Sometimes it's worth following stuff through just to see where it goes. So, you make it so difficult. There's a way to get rid of this. Yeah, I mean, if you feel like it should have more subs, like, feel free to share it around. Like, I'm, you know, not exactly shy. I'm definitely not treating this like a serious channel. It's just, you know, whenever I'm working, may as well share it and chat to people. But you think it might be helpful for people, could be good to share it. It's up to you though. I'm not going to ask anyone to, like, oh, sub and you'll get this, sub you'll get that. Not really me. I feel like I need to redo this area. Let's tackle one problem at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we need to pull this one back. Okay, how did I have that before? The problem I've got now is that this does feel like it's this does feel like it's a much more natural place for it to end, but apparently it's not. I bought your action tutorial worth every cent. Oh, thanks, man. Glad you like it. I still need to reply to Henning actually. I was we were chatting about making potentially another course at some point, but I've accidentally ghosted him for like a month. I keep meaning to reply to it. In fact, I'm gonna message him now before I forget. 1 second, because I'm being incredibly rude by not replying yet. I felt like I had to send that message. But yeah, Flip Normals are interested in having me do a Xtrain course for more advanced users, but I'm not entirely sure that I personally feel comfortable doing that. In terms of like, I can teach beginners. Like, teaching beginners is relatively easy. Obviously, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I've been grooming for a while and I'm fairly good at what I do. So teaching beginners is relatively simple because, you know, you just teach them. It's not really too difficult, but can I do that? But when it comes to teaching advanced users, it gets a little bit more complicated because as you go up like through kind of the ranks of what you need to know, the stuff gets a lot more kind of based on opinion, and it makes the waters really murky. Like when you're trying to tell people like this is how, like this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it, this is how I do it. It's like the key word there is how I do it. Like I probably don't have the best method, and when you're teaching advanced stuff, that actually starts to matter. Whereas beginner tutorials, you don't have to have the best method. You just have to have a method that works well for people who are new to it. So I've never really felt too comfortable with the idea of training advanced users. I've taught professionals before, that's no issue. It's more marketing a course as for advanced users. I feel this attracts so much more like, oh, this could have been better, that could have been better kind of attention. Why am I struggling so much with this little area? One, two, three, four, five. Fuck you. I'll just insert a loop and be done with it. I can turn these loops back on themselves later. I feel like I'm really rambly today. Maybe I'm nervous, I'm not sure. This area is still pretty troublesome. Luckily we've still got a clean loop, but I really don't like that. That feels like such a waste. Maybe add loops that had to go over the skull. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a delay there is. I think that's what I've done. Maybe misinterpreting what you're saying. Can we get way more resolution here? I said one loop. Let's try relaxing that out now. kind of looks neater. Still not right. I think this needs to come down one. They both need to go in by one. So this either needs to go in one or down one more. I feel like down one more would be preferable. Maybe down even one more. So let's get a bit more complicated to do it then. Okay, let's move it up one more. Wait, I've confused myself there. Okay, so we got that. I've really confused myself somehow. Well, that's why. That really confused me for some reason. I wonder what threw me for a loop on that. No pun intended. It's looking a bit better. So, can we fix this awful thing? Oh, hello.
Wait a minute. You know they're out there, don't you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four. I just go back to where it was and save actually. I realize I haven't saved in a while. So, may choose this 6 point. So I need to get 3 to 2. So there's issue number 1. We could add one more loop, which may help. Let's just drag all this back too. Alright, so let's get 3 to 2. So 4 to 2 is a lot easier. Okay, so now it's 2 to 2. We need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4. How do we insert a single edge? Could add one to this. No. Nice to look at. So, ideally we want, let's just this is also horrific. Well, we could do that. That's 4 to 4. Nope, come on. Oh my god, why does this hate me so much? Is that smoothing thing with the heat map standard feature from Maya? It seems pretty cool. Yeah, so it's just soft select. It's not a special smoothing feature. It's literally just if you press B, hold B and left click, you can change the radius. It just works really well with quad draw and smooth. That's all. So this is better than it was. Although have I accidentally sacrificed the loop? No, I haven't. Cool. So I can start to make sacrifices now. Cloud's Edge. So cleaning this up, this here, we could. Wait, let me undo that. Save. So they need to connect. Yeah. Looks super smooth. I'll have to catch up on how you managed to get a consistent wireframe. Pretty busy finding it work right now. Have to delay all my 3D stuff. Fair enough, man. Yeah, I mean, in terms of consistency, I don't think there's any real tricks to it. It's just constant revisions. I feel like the old ear was actually better. Let's open the previous scene. So that one's newer. So let's go to the one before that. This is the old one. I feel like this is actually better. So how about we fix that 6 point by turning it into 2 5 points. Oh, can't do that. Six points are always fixable. Like I don't think there's any situations in which a 6 cannot be turned into something else. Especially since one's right next to a 3. Hell, even that's better. It's not good, but it's better. Oh, I destroyed our loop though. Okay. We can move this one out, which then allows us to move this one out. which then should allow us to keep this loop. So do that. Oh, it's going to destroy the loop no matter what we do, isn't it? Yeah, it's a closed loop again. Just have to let it do its thing up there, aren't I? So kind of to keep these consistent. Is that going to be better if I move it one over? Why putting so much effort into this area? I just want it to be right. There's no special reason he's not going to be having any close-ups on the back of his ear. I want to learn how to do this stuff, you know, in a way that looks nice, basically. Because most of what I've done on this project so far is completely unnecessary. Like, you know, I mean, he's never going to move. I could just do zero mesh and it'd be good enough for the project. Even rigging it, like the back of the ear doesn't really matter for what I'm doing. So I could get away with this, I just want it to be a bit nicer. We need to move the bottom one over as well now. And that's now a closed loop again. And this area is looking a little bit better. It's possible for me to loop that back on itself. Although that would involve removing one of these loops, which I can't really do, because it's already getting pretty sparse. Cool. So now what I want to do relax all this out. I just want the back to be a little bit, get a bit more out of its density. evens it out a little bit more. So let's zero out that middle. Then quadro. Oh. Something's stuck. What is that? Cool. So let's connect the head back up to the body. The head will need to be mirrored as well, won't it? Is there some kind of hidden feature I don't know about? Okay, so let's mirror that. My Maya is doing something very strange right now. What is this? Oh, something's going really weird. Let me just close this and reopen it. May have to delete my preferences. I must have clicked a hotkey. I'm not entirely sure what it was. Ugh. I wonder what the button was that I pressed. It doesn't really matter, but still. So let's call this polygeo. There's something in the scene. What's that name? There we go. There we go. So merge border edges. Is your scene crashing your bloom? I don't think it was crashing. I'm not entirely sure what was going on, to be honest. So, shall we whack out some quick UVs? Right, so what else could need adjusting? We might need to do the inside of the mouth. We are going to be sculpting the inside of the mouth at least a little bit. I need to adjust the shapes of this top lip. Feels like it should be rounder. Okay, so let's get some super quick UVs on there. What's the maximum number that non-commercial Mari allows? Mari non-commercial. So we'll be using Mari for this project. How many UDIMs do you allow Mari? Six UV texture patches per object, but unlimited channels and layers. Maximum of 5 objects. Okay, so we can do 6 UDIMs on this guy. And then we can load the eyes in as separate objects to get around that, and clothing as separate objects. So 6 UDIMs, that should allow a good amount of resolution. 6 4K UDIMs actually, so let me just do 4096 multiplied by 4096. Okay, so a 4K map contains what, 16.8 million. So let's multiply that by 6 UDIMs. That's a billion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, 100 million. Yeah, I was way off. Why did I think that was billion? 100 million. So, assuming we're completely filling every pixel, we can have 100 million polygons. Okay. Which obviously we're not going to do. But, alright, cool. So let's start UVing this guy. Let's go into the UV mode. So mapping, planar map. Where are we? Set face, soften edge. There we go. Okay, so let's reproject you. Okay. Are there any other border verts? I don't think so. Oh, we were gonna do some cuts for the belly button, weren't we? Shall I do that after a bit more sculpting? Okay, let's just transfer the UVs. Cool. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. So, where we're cutting, just cut the face off, cut the ear off. Okay, so let's. Oh, I need to do that symmetrically. Cut the ear off by doing that. That allows us to go, let's say, there. Cut that. Probably go a bit lower actually. Let's go down to here. That's the lowest one. Even so. Maybe let's keep that in actually. Let's go a little bit lower actually. Let's go, nope, not you. Cool. Let's just do a quick unfold. Actually, no, we can't. Cut that in half. So we'll need to take this to ZBrush and bring it back into Maya with the eyes closed so we can get a proper unfold. but this will do as a proxy, right? So so let's unfold it. Did it crash? Oh, it's struggling. It's only 31,000 polygons, shouldn't struggle that much. So let's get everything that is head related. UV shell. Move those off to the side. So that's head and not head. It's locking up really badly. So something we can do is lay those out across the first two UDIMs. Let's add some shell padding actually. Let's add 1 pixel for 1K. I don't know, 2 pixels. I feel like we could stack that a lot more efficiently if we cut down the front. I did a great job. Preserve 3D ratios, well that's bullshit. Because these are clearly not the same size and they are the same piece, they are symmetrical. So why are you so much bigger? It's easy enough to fix, but it's weird that we have to. Where's the other side of the mouth? Yeah, that's the other side. Why is it making one side so much bigger than the other? I'll have to unfold the nostrils a bit better. So we can definitely make those a bit bigger. So let's try. Let's try that. Can I stack these? Okay, so they're not going to fit, but we can scale those down if we need to. It's unfolded it asymmetrically too. So we can definitely scale these down. And that's the inside of an eye. So how do we symmetrize UVs? Oh, that's slow. Yeah, we can call this it for the end of the stream. Let's just turn off that. Beautiful. I don't know why that's happened. Cool. That's me done for the night. So let's start our of course. Well, we just saved, so it's good. Yeah. So in the next stream, what we'll do is start to get what's the word I'm looking for? In the next stream, what we'll do is we'll start to get the final model ready, where we go through, we smooth the last few areas that need to be smoothed. Oh, I still need to do that shit. Okay, so next stream will be the last one where we're doing anything to do with the actual base model outside of sculpting. We should, just smooth out any edge loops that are in the wrong place and that sort of stuff. Let's just get you visible. Cool. So let this render for a moment. But yeah, so let's just quickly threads -6, good. Turn off progressive. So yeah, next stream should be the last one in topology. Obviously everything's in place now, there's just a couple of little things here or there. Things like smoothing out stray edge loops that are on like the eyelid and the ones that projected wrong. We can start projecting the actual sculpt back onto this mesh now in ZBrush, so we have a more consistent model. Obviously we'll be doing a bit more UV work. And then stream after that more than likely will work exclusively on the eyes, because I kind of want to hand sculpt the iris this time. Granted, I'm going to use one iris for both sides, because one, fuck doing two, and number two, one of his eyes is pretty much closed entirely, so you can't see the iris, so I may as well just have duplicate iris on both sides. Because I think I'd like to do the eyes with both eyes open, so while the model is symmetrical, and then, in a couple streams we'll start breaking symmetry to match the actual final pose. And then we'll have to do some clothing. That's going to be a joy. But yeah, so hope you guys have enjoyed it, or learned something, or whatever. And I'll be back either on the weekend or on Tuesday, because I'm back in work now, so it's back to usual hours. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your nights, guys. Bye bye.